Welcome, everyone. Diving into the 2026 CIO Agenda. It's like um, a blueprint for navigating constrained growth in IT leadership,
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about adapting fast in an era where strategic agility trumps even the best traditional plans.
right? Exactly. The central challenge is delivering transformational outcomes on virtually static resources. Imagine tech headcount grows only about 1.3%, while budgets increase a mere plus 2.8%, barely outpacing inflation.
Hmm. So, they're really pushing for efficiency, getting more out of a nearly constant team size and limited budgets.
Exactly. They say doing more with less isn't just a nice phrase, it's the only way forward. And it ties into how 74% of leadership teams have already slashed their growth expectations for next year,
Yep. Wow, that's a steep shift. It sounds like the traditional ways of scaling just don't cut it anymore.
right? It's like being forced to build a skyscraper with just a few bricks. So the key pressures here are cost reduction, productivity improvement, and ensuring systems
Yeah,
are resilient and adaptable.
and those pressures are permanent, not just temporary hiccups, right?
Exactly. They're fundamental. Over half of organizations are laser focused on cost reduction, while 57% are pushing for productivity gains, and 64% are practically living by the mantra of building systems that
Hmm.
can pivot in a heartbeat.
So it sounds like the whole strategy is about achieving more significant business impact without increasing resources.
Yes, very much so. And that brings us to the three strategic pivots that are transforming CIO strategies.
Right. Oh, the three pivots. Care to break them down for us?
Absolutely. First is the shift from merely defending AI pilots to delivering agentic AI ROI. The experimentation phase with AI is done. Now it's all about measurable outcomes.
Yeah. So we're moving from testing the waters to actually sailing the ship with autonomous agents driving real results.
Exactly, exactly. Agentic AI takes it a step further by autonomously achieving defined business objectives. But it's not just about the hardware or software, it demands rigorous measurement frameworks.
Hmm. That reminds me, though, doesn't relying so much on agentic AI pose some risks? I mean, trust and transparency become critical, don't they?
Absolutely. And that's where the balance between innovation and responsibility comes in. There's a need for robust AI governance, ensuring that autonomous decisions are well controlled.
Right. And what's the second pivot?
The second pivot is shifting from global vendor sourcing to building geo-strategic partnerships. With rising geopolitical tensions, where your partner is based has become a key strategic
Exactly.
decision.
So it's like no longer outsourcing carelessly, it's chaining business value to geographical risks.
Yes, it's about balancing cost optimization against um, geostrategic risk, building partnerships that work both for business needs and regulatory standards.
Hmm. And the third pivot?
The final pivot is a move from calendar based decisions to trigger based decision making. Traditional annual planning cycles are out. Now it's all about continuous sensing and rapid responses.
Right. So basically, it's like switching from a preset schedule to a dynamic real time strategy that adapts rapidly to shifts.
Exactly. Like um, rather than waiting for the year end report, successful CIOs are setting up trigger mechanisms that initiate change the moment market conditions shift.
Yep. And all this pivots right into how businesses are investing, right? I recall that despite these constraints, AI funding is actually surging.
Spot on. Even as overall IT budgets tighten, AI stands out as the exception. Enterprises are pouring money into AI, especially generative AI and agentic applications, because these technologies promise near term, measurable business impacts.
Yeah, it's interesting that while overall budgets barely budge, the competitive future is largely seen as being AI driven.
Exactly, it's a signal that companies are willing to invest where they see clear value. The strategic funding priorities now include not just AI, but also cybersecurity, analytics, and intelligent automation.
Hmm. So there's a real need for CIOs to align AI with concrete business outcomes, right?
Absolutely. They must map every AI initiative to specific revenue growth or cost reduction, and they should eliminate projects that don't promise clear value within 12-18 months.
Exactly. And what about the internal aspect? The workforce must be ready for these changes too.
Yes, that's a big part. Workforce upskilling is essential, transitioning teams from being AI skeptics to true AI orchestrators. It's like training your team to not just ride the wave of innovation, but to steer the ship.
Right. I can see that. However, some might argue that rapid changes might leave teams overwhelmed. How do you address that balance?
That's a fair critique. It's all about incremental change. You start with pilots in high impact areas, measure rigorously, and then expand slowly. You're balancing urgency with adequate training and support.
Yeah. Then there's the strong need for a rock solid data foundation. Data governance seems key here.
Absolutely, strong data governance is non negotiable. Agentic AI systems depend on quality data, so establishing clear, governed data pipelines is essential to ensure accuracy, security, and compliance.
Hmm. It really feels like 2026 is about adaptive leadership, where technology is a tool, but the real asset is the agile mindset.
Right, adaptive leadership is front and center. CIOs are being called to pivot quickly, govern wisely, and relentlessly tie every technological initiative back to real business value.
Exactly. Well, it's a high stakes game. In a way, every decision echoes into the future of the organization.
Absolutely. And that's the heartbeat of this agenda. It's not just about technology, but about creating a legacy of responsible, agile, and innovation led
Yep.
leadership.
It's a challenging road ahead, but excited leaders will rise to the occasion. Thanks for the deep dive.
Thank you. And here's to steering through these turbulent times with smart adaptive strategies.
Hmm.